So what have we completed till now?
Umlaut. A.
Only A umlaut.
Yes. I umlaut.
Up to A umlaut. Now there are two more things like O umlaut and U umlaut. Today is the fourth day, na?
No, sorry. Third session.
Third
28th
session.
August was the first. Yesterday
Okay,
was
okay.
second and
Okay, today is the
One
third.
is third.
Yes, 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 yes. I understand. Actually, why I'm asking you this is we have 9 chapters to cover within 16 days. So even if I take 2 more days, if I ask for 2 more days from the institute, uh, the rate should be 2 chapters per day. Sorry, 2 days to be devoted to 1 chapter. So within 4 days, we should complete 4 chapters, 2 chapters at least. So that is the main question. However, utilize there. Let me write this down. Third session.
this is the first chapter we are doing, the alphabet.
Yes. The alphabet. No, first chapter was introduction to the German language. We have done this. Now we are the second chapter is alphabets and pronunciation. So I'll have to complete the pronunciation by the next day, which exactly means that I should complete everything by 2 days, so that all the other things will be easy for us to be tackled in the next few hours. That's the next 2 hours. Now, is the font okay for everybody? Is this font okay for everybody, or the above one is okay for everybody? Is this
Yeah, it is
So
okay,
the
sir.
above one. This one is too small.
above one? So I
Yes.
need to increase the font size.
Able to see.
You're able to see. Okay.
Font.
দেখো শান্ত, আমি তো কি আছি
Is this okay? 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's fine. Better.
This is probably in 16. 18. Oh, this is in 14. So shall I increase this? Better,
It's
okay.
okay, sir. It's better.
Better, but is this strenuous for the eyes? Is this become strenuous for the eyes? Is this becoming
Yes,
strenuous for the
little bit.
little bit? So a bit more, because when you are studying, we must know what the thing is. Okay, better.
No, no, sir. I can read it properly. This is okay.
And this one?
This
This one
one
is
is 18 is much better.
okay. So, okay. Umlaut, as we have seen, this is umlaut is Gaten, Garten, Gaten, der Garten, die Gaten, Laken, Laken, Lakeln, Gatner from Garten, Gatner, Bruder, Bruder, Mutter, Mütter,
So,
Bruder,
this
Bruder.
umlaut is pronounced as A or A.
Umlaut is pronounced as A. A means German A.
Okay.
Okay. Now comes umlaut. Umlaut is U. Is pronounced as Ypsilon. German Ypsilon. Okay. So Ypsilon in the short as a short sound is U, and in the long sound it's U. So this E sound will come, and otherwise U. U. So over here it's long U. So Bruder, 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 Mutter, Mutter, Mutter. Over here umlaut is short. Mutter, Mutter, Mütterlicherseits, brüderlich, but mütterlicherseits, but brüderlich. Okay, brotherly. So like this. So long umlaut sound is U, same as epsilon. So why this redundancy? Again, I have just given the reason. Yes, just yesterday. Yes. Any word derived from another word having an umlaut taking vowel as the main vowel of the word will have in itself the main vowel with umlaut. So main vowel is that word which that vowel which doesn't change its form for a change of the form of the word. Okay. So this is the main reason why this umlaut needs this a and u. That is a, u, and o. So words with a, u, and o as a main vowel, when has some other nouns or any other parts of speech from these verbs, from these nouns, from these words, will always bear an umlaut above them. A, U, and O. These three. But no others. Like there's E as well as there's A. They will never bear umlaut. Or epsilon. Even they are not umlaut bearing vowels, at least. So since these are redundant things, so I'm not wasting time in them. I'm going to the next one, because these are redundant, means they are repetitions of A and repetitions of upsilon. U umlaut is the repetition of upsilon and A umlaut is the repetition of A. So just see A. There is A umlaut in the long will be A umlaut in the short will be A. Similarly, U umlaut in the long will be U, and U umlaut in the short will be U. Okay. O umlaut. O umlaut in the short, as a short vowel, is yaw, because O is O. O short is O, so O umlaut short is yaw, like doctor. But O umlaut long is yo, like schön, schön. Okay, schön. This is yo, schön, schön. While this is Tochter. Tochter means daughters. Tochter and Tochter. Die Tochter okay. Der is equal to the in the masculine gender singular. Die is equal to the in the feminine gender singular. Das is equal to the neuter gender singular. So this is the reason why we have given die Tochter, die Töchter. Okay. Der Bruder, die Bruder, die Brüder. Sorry. Now, so we find that we have a total of 9 vowels in the long as well as in the short forms. That is long vowel form as well as in the short forms. So actually there are 9. Within this 9 vowels, A umlaut is equal to E. Out of these 9 vowels, A umlaut is equal to A and U umlaut is equal to epsilon. So deducting these 2 repetitions from 9, we get 7. So there are 7 vowel sounds with long and short forms. There are 14 vowel sounds in German in all. Okay. But this is not sufficient for a German to say any Indo-European name. Even if they don't say, they wrongly pronounce a person's name, but if they don't correctly pronounce a name of a place, probably they will not be able to go to that place. Okay, so this is the reason why Germans require the concept of vowel diphthongs. That is, at least to utter the other names, the names in other languages. The Germans require to have more vowels, and so they apply the concept of diphthongs in the vowels too. Clear? Clear, Biplab? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So vowel diphthongs are two or more vowels written together to mean a sound which is not given by any letter of the list of alphabets. So how many vowel diphthongs are there? A, E, A, Y, A, E, A, Y, A umlaut E, A umlaut Y, A, U, A umlaut U, and E, A. Now, whatever sound AE will provide or AY will provide, the same sound needs to be provided by RE and RY. Correct. R, R is equal to RY, R umlaut is equal to A. So, AE and R umlaut E should be giving the same sounds. Similarly, A y and A umlaut y, A U and A umlaut U should be giving the same sounds. This is required. So we come to actually A E, A Y, A E, A Y, A U, and E A. So this uh, six diphthongs needs to be discussed about.
Sumana. 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 Sumana.
Clear? Hmm? A E, A Y, A E, A Y, A umlaut E, sorry, A U and E A.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. And Viplab, clear? For a total of out of a total of nine diphthongs, there is R E R epsilon A E A epsilon A umlaut E A umlaut epsilon A U A umlaut U and E A. There are 9 diphthongs, and within these 9 diphthongs only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 diphthongs needs to be discussed about. So a total of 9 diphthongs are there in German. Now within the 6 diphthongs, RE must provide the I sound. Why? Because if RE gives A sound or AE gives, there's an AE sound, so AE gives A sound. AE is actually long E, long A. So it will be, the sound is already there in the list of alphabets. So AE cannot provide the AE because it has been declared as a diphthong. So AE cannot provide the long E sound, AE sound. Then the only sound that AE can provide is I. So I is provided by RE as well as AE. Now what should be the sound of R epsilon? R is R, then epsilon is U in the long form. So it is I, then U, EW. So this in English. So this is actually RE means 2 vowels. Then EW means another vowel, 3 vowels. But actually there are 2 vowels over here. For any speaker, fluent speaker, when you are speaking in your mother tongue fluently, is there any scope? Do you get any scope to pronounce 3 consecutive vowels simultaneously in the quickest form of the name when you are speaking it quickly? No, never. So naturally you have to drop the last vowel. So I, even R epsilon will give you the sound of I. This R epsilon needs to give you the sound of I. Similarly, A epsilon, EY in English, A epsilon also is AE is I. AE needs to give the sound of I. Bound to give the sound of I because there is no other sound that it can provide. So, if that be so, then AU will definitely be AE, that is A plus E. That needs to provide the I sound. Then EW. So this again we find that IU, that format will definitely, IU means I. Nobody will be able to speak this IU sound together, speaking 3 vowels together consecutively like this. We can speak 1 vowel, 2 vowels together. Okay, we speak like this. But 3, 4 basic vowels together is quite difficult to be correctly spoken when a person is fluently speaking that language and is part of a fluent speaker of that language. Maintain the correct pronunciation. Okay, it's quite difficult to pronounce 3 consecutive vowels, and thereafter there can be another 4th or 5th vowel. So that will be again a difficulty. However, so we find that RE, AE, R epsilon and A epsilon all give the pronunciation of I. All these 4 gives the pronunciation of I. Then the 2 remaining, that is umlaut E and umlaut epsilon, needs to also give the pronunciation of I. So we find out of the 9 vowels, 9 diphthongs, this RE A epsilon, AE, A epsilon, and A umlaut E, A umlaut epsilon. These 6 vowel combinations, that is diphthongs, not vowel combinations, these 6 diphthongs needs to give the same sound, I. Here. Now, if all these 6 sounds give, all these 6 diphthongs give the same sound of I, then this is fact. This becomes fact that this I sound can have a short as well as a long sound. Okay, this I sound can have a short sound as well as long sound. Yes, we do have that. I can be short, I can be long. So I, when is I short, it's I. When is I long? When I is short, since this is a combination of A and E, so we find that E will suffer. That is, nobody will be able to hear the E. People will be able to hear the I. People will be able to hear the A and not the E. Like higher. Ha, air. There is H-A-I-E-R. Probably you have heard the name of this company. You have seen the company, Haier. H-A-I-E-R. So they will, though this is a Korean or Chinese company might be so, but a name is there. This is a title of a person, definitely over there in Germany. This is a German title. And this will be pronounced as ha, ha and air. Higher. Higher. That is higher. Higher or higher. Because last ER will be pronounced as a. So, higher, higher. So, higher is higher. In short, quickly. So, this we find that last I, that is A-I-E-R, I is suffering the most. No sound of I. I-E is giving the sound of air. So why I am telling this? Because you have to hear, you have to write down the dictations. Dictations given out by the Germans. Okay. What about long? In case of short sound, this happens. What in case of long sounds? Long sounds, the I will be pronounced as it is I. Like Speise. Speise means item. When we eat a dish. So with the dish there are spices. With dish there are items. So these items are called spices. Like if we are eating chow mein, suppose, in a restaurant, then only chicken chow mein is not ordered. With chicken chow mein might be chili fish or some other items are ordered. So those items are known as die Speise. Speise. Over there it is I is long. Like in the word die Bai. Bai means bay. English, even we say the weather of a bay and the weather of inland are different, happens to be different. Bay means where the sea comes in. Sea has got lands on three sides. So that is known as bay. So the interior of a country where there is only land, the atmosphere of the interior part of the country is different from the atmosphere of the bay part of the country. Isn't it so? Because in the bay it will be humid, it will be a bit cold, it's a bit cooler than the interior part during summer. So all these things will be, there will be rains in the bay. This is the reason why we face so many cyclones and rough weather in Calcutta. Because it's the Bay of Bengal is nearby. Okay. So that is bayish. So we call it this as from bay, we have coined the adjective bayish in English. Isn't it so? Biplav? Hello Biplav.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we find that from bay comes the word beige. And this beige is an adjective of bay. Yes? So like beige weather. Weather is called das Wetter in German. Okay. So Wetter, weiches Wetter. Weiches Wetter, but it will be an umlaut. It's not like that. Because weiches has been derived from the word weich has been derived from
Day.
bay. By, that is the thing. Weiches has been derived from the word by. So because there is an a, so a will take an umlaut. And because a umlaut and ae, umlaut e and ae has the same pronunciation, and definitely our ae and ae has the same pronunciation. So be umlaut e-s-a-h-a-s is the same as be a-e-s-a-h-a-s. Is it so? Had this been this umlaut replaced by a only, then you would have got the same pronunciation over there. So this is the advent of the first diphthong. Okay. Now, of course, long over here, baishes is long. Baishes is long. Hello? Yes. So, dear maize. Maize means maize. Maize growth. Now, yes, maize. Now, in case of when maize is there, maize is long. But when the bread, brot means bread, das brot. Okay. When brot gets attached to maize, that is, these are combined words. Maize bread or corn bread. In English, we don't use this in a combined form. In German, we use this in a combined. Like sometimes use this in a combined form. Like in case of football, FOOT-BALL we don't use separately. FOOT gap BALL we don't write in that fashion. But corn bread needs to be written in this fashion. So das maize brot, when it is written together, that means cornbread. Over here, I becomes short. So over here they will call it as mice bread. Mice, mice, mice. That is mostly will hear ma's broth, mice broth. Okay.
So, sir, when the two, the two words are combined, so it becomes, the I will become short.
Yes, because there are reasons for this, and I will come to that. We need to do it today itself. Okay, so we are coming to that. Das I means egg, the aya. Aya means eggs. Yes, the ER behind will give you the sound. So aya. I'd, Ide. Ide is long. Oaths. Idlik. So idlik in again idlik on or under oath. On oath or under oath. So idlik. So over here idlik is you are hearing only. Idlik. You will so by adlik you probably hear adlik. So over like this you'll have to understand that there's nothing called adlik. There's something called idlik. Okay, because this I is this AE is short in sound, short I. So how will you understand whether a vowel is long or a vowel is short will be dealt today itself in the letter half. Let us see. Okay, let us be fast. Europa. So AU is AU equal to umlaut is equal to oi. Oi. Like boy, toy, oil, boy, toy, joy, all these things, or oil, foil, boil, turmoil. So all this oi is AU or umlaut. Okay. So they don't call Europe, they call it Europa. Europa. Similarly, Foya. Foya means fire. The word fire has been derived from Foya. Freude. Freude means pleasure. Joy, pleasure or joy. So freudful is joyful. Freudful. So over there. Okay. কত টাকা? টোটালি 1000 টাকা হয়ে গেছে? আচ্ছা, ও বলেনি এখনো। Freudful. Over here in Freudful, you will not hear Freudful like that. You'll hear only Freudful. Okay, so don't think as that is O umlaut or FR short O. It will be FR AU, Freud. So up from Freud, it's Freudful. Clear? Thus, umlautu and AU has both long and short forms. Over here we have understood Freude is long and the adjective out of Freude is Freudful. That's short. AU is short over there. Similarly, das Haus, die Häuser. Häuser is long. Häuser, here in Häuser, both oi, this whole thing. Yes. The last vowel diphthong remaining is EA. So we find that both I, that is all the things that give IE, umlauti, AE, A, A, E, A umlaut E, A, E, A, Epsilon, A epsilon, A umlaut epsilon. All this give this I sound, and this I sound can be of two types, long I and short I. Similarly, oi sound, A, U, and A umlaut U, oi. Oi sound can be of two types, both long and short. ও এসি চলছে। But now we are coming to the last diphthong, EA. EA is the double E sound of English, like feel, reel, peel, peel. So this is long sound where you are dwelling on E, or in Hindi or in Indian we say the long E sound. Okay, so EA has no short vowel form. It is always long. Like Frieden, Frieden. Frieden means peace. There's a novel called War and Peace. Krieg und Frieden. Krieg und Frieden. Both are long. War and Peace. So we got two sounds for I, two sounds for oi, and one sound for EA. This is A, E. A total of 5 vowel sounds from the vowel diphthongs. So previously we got 14 vowel sounds, 7 into 2. Now we have got 5 vowel sounds from the vowel diphthongs, that is 19 vowel sounds in all. So German has got 19 vowel sounds. Okay.
19.
19. Yes. Now I have to rush, otherwise difficult for me to think.
Okay. What endings?
Word endings. There are word endings in German. So these word endings are PF, DT, UNG, ION, ST, SP, IG, ICH, AR. So all these things, there are more even, however. First one, PF. How do PF occur? PF might occur in the format of V1, PF, V2, or like So this is Apfel, 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 Apfel. Okay, so Apfel, Apfel. Like Apfel, 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 Apfel. Shall I write out the pronunciation?
So, apple, apple, I mean, how do we use it? Both means apple.
Apple, apples. Singular, plural.
Okay, that's the plural form. Okay.
Yes, yes. Now there's another thing. Another construction you might find over here. This is so another construction will can be there of the fashion MPF, like Impfung, Impfung. Impfung means vaccine. So, like this thing can be there. The various things of this sort, various words of this sort are there.
So in Fung, P will be pronounced as P and not
Impfung, Impfung.
in Fung. In Fung.
Impfung. Now, PF, and what can start with PF? Then vowel, like fat, 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 fat. Okay, fat. Fat means horse. Das Pferd, die Pferde. Horses. Das Pferd, die Pferde. Okay, so like this there are lots of words with starting with pay, flicked, flicked, flicked means duty, duties. There are the words like. So over here PF consonant, the PF fluid comes in. Okay, R or L might come in. Particularly with if L comes in. Means duty. Now comes dete. Dete is vowel ending with dete. Dete is always at the last of a word. But yes, in some cases one might find dete followed by another word, but that is a suffix being added behind. Okay. So in that case, this means that the original word has ended with dete, ends with dete, and thereafter a suffix has been added. So these things you have to pronounce. That is, the original word have to be pronounced like that, and thereafter the suffix, as the suffix is pronounced normally, that suffix needs to be pronounced that way. So, like favant means related. It is generally T or D. Normally T. Favant means related. Gesand means sent. Past participle of sent.
So what is the
Like
pronunciation?
the pronunciation there, please. I mean, just for reference.
Gesand. Gesand.
So
Favant.
that one, the related. What is the pronunciation that word?
Fair.
How do you pronounce?
Okay. I am writing.
Fair.
Or say favant. It's not English W. It is English V. Favant. Okay. Thereafter we have got AEON. JEON has been derived from set EON. Formerly it was set EON. Now TEON has come. TEON, because English people write it with TEON, so TION has come, but originally it was ZION. So ZION is TSION. So from TSION, Sion, the Sion sound comes. So NATION is not Sion. Institute Sion. Okay. SPA, I have told you. AR, I have told you SPA, AR. This is AR. AR is A. So Lera. AR ending with AR is A. Herr Lera. But Frau Lehrerin. Over here it is not, since the ER is not at the end. So Lehrerin, both formally is being told. His ER is formally being pronounced as it should be. Zika. Zika means naturally, obviously, surely. Zika. So this is another example of this. ICH will get most of it. But HERR, in case of HERR, ER is there, but since it is not at the last, a last R has been added. So as to কেন ঠিক আছে কেন করলে তুমি ঠিক আছে করছো কেন okay. Then comes also HERR because ER is in the middle. Why ER is in the middle? Because the last R has been added deliberately behind to mean that ER needs to be in the middle and is not at the end. So it is hair. Hair means Mr. or Sir. Like Herr Lehrer, Mr. Teacher, Frau Lehrerin, Lady Teacher. IG and ICH. All are pronounced as ik. Okay, this is the reason why ige und iseha, sicher, if offentlich. Offenbar is obviously. Offentlich is openly public. Can I go to the next?
Yes, sir.
SP and ST is SHT, Straße, as I have given you. Road Straße. SP, Sprache. So, okay. Ige, with Ige, you can have König. König means king. Honig. König. Honig. Honig means honey. Okay. Air. Air like Europeer. Europeer means male European, Lehrer, teacher. In German language, all objects are called by the purpose for which they are used. So in German language, all objects are called by the purpose for which they are used. 1 minute. since the purpose is related to an action, hence the purposes are words derived from verbs. So all nouns, and with them most of the adjectives are derived from verbs. Thus anything that produces different verbs also affect the nouns and adjectives. Affect nouns means affect the number of nouns, affect the meaning of the nouns, and so on. So we have to, this is the reason why we have to learn prefixes now. And these prefixes are verbal prefixes. There are three kinds of verbal prefixes. These prefixes are used to form other verbs from one verb. So they also can form other nouns from one noun and other adjectives from one adjective. Clear? So out of these prefixes, there are inseparable prefixes, separable prefixes, and partially separable prefixes. So inseparable prefixes are pe, em, ent, er, ge, emporent, anything. Their meaning mean the same. Er, ge, fair, fold, sare. Now all these prefixes, when they are standing alone, they will have no meaning. But they impart some similar kind of meanings when they get attached to verbs. Okay. So, pe, em, ent, er, ge, fair, fold, sare. Separate prefixes are ab, abwärts, an, auf, aufwärts, aus, bei, da, darat, darauf, draußen, ein, einander, empor, entgegen, entlang, fort, für, gegenüber, gleich, hin, her, hier, hin, los, mit, nach, vor, weg, wieder, zu, zurück, zusammen, zwischen. Partially separable prefixes. Durch, hinter, mess, über, unter, wieder. Prefixes. Since the symbols of the alphabets are limited to 30, so lesser amount of alphabets means less amount number of words. In order to have more words, the system of prefixes have been developed. Like if there are 9, Zulu language has 9 letters. So out of them, if 5 letters are consonants, 4 letters are vowels, then it will be the number of vowels they can produce of the form consonant 1, vowel, and consonant 2 would be 120 into 24 into 24. You find out what amount is this, and that will the 69,120. So in Zulu language only 69,120 words can be there. But definitely we don't have in German, that is numbers, but in case of Indian, definitely the numbers are far more. You probably all who know Hindi and Bengali, they must be knowing that we have a bunch of upsargs which are prefixes. So these calculations are not required. I gave this thing for Zulu language because Zulu language has got only 9 alphabets, and with this 9 alphabets they manage everything. So these calculations are based on them. So these are all verbal prefixes. First of all, the prefixes that we have learned are all verbal prefixes. They remain attached to verbs. Nouns, adjectives, and adverbs can be derived from verbs. This means the main word forming things are verbs. That is, verbs give rise to adjectives, adverbs, and nouns. If more verbs can be obtained from one verb just by attaching prefixes, then more nouns, adjectives, and adverbs can be obtained. Instead of the number of nouns, adjectives, and adverbs that can be obtained from one verb. In comparison to that, definitely one verb, if one adverb can provide, say, 10 words, 10 parts of speech, then definitely so many words, 33 prefixes can provide 30 parts of speech from one verb. So naturally the span of each verb is increased. Like fahren, fuhr, gefahren. Fahren means to travel. This is an irregular verb. Fahren, fuhr, gefahren means to travel or drive. From fahren comes the noun die Fahrt. Die Fahrt is journey. But this is something else in English, however. Der Fahrer means male driver. Die Fahrerin, lady driver. Fuhr is the past tense of fahren, drove. Fuhr means drove or fuhr means traveled. So from fuhr comes the word führen, comes another verb, führen, to lead. Führen, from führen comes der Führer. Führer means male leader. So your Hitler was called der Führer. Die Führerin means lady leader. Now the German Kanzlerin is, lady chancellor is Angela Merkel. So he is called die Führerin. Führerin Angela Merkel. Die Führung means way. Fähre means ferry. Ferry is ferry boats that cross. Gefahr means danger. So ge is a prefix, I told you. Gefahr means danger. Fahrend, gefahren, fahrerisch, fahrig, all fahrtauglich, fahrtauglich, fahrbar, die Fahrbarkeit, die Fahrtauglichkeit. So all this comes from fahren. So we see the attachment of lich, which is a suffix, particularly an adjective, adverb producing suffix. Kite, noun producing suffix. Okay, so these are getting attached first of all from Fahrtaug. From Fahrtauglich, that is an adjective, we get Fahrtauglichkeit. And this Fahrtauglich comes from fahren. Okay, so let us start. Beimp and ge verfolzer. Now fahren we have known. Befahren, befuhr, befahren means to drive or to travel. Fahren means to travel. Befahren is to drive or travel on something, to use something for traveling or driving. Befahrbar. So fahrbar means traveling, going, the place that can be traveled. Befahrbar means drivable. Befahren, das Befahrbarkeit will come to der die Befahrene. Die normalerweise befahrene Brückestraße. The normally befahrene means normally much used bridge or street. Die normalerweise befahrene, the normally much used. Der Weg means way. Normalerweise der befahrende. Normally the one, normalerweise der befahrende. Normally the one which is being used much. Das Kleid, die Kleider. Das Kleid, die Kleider means dress, dresses. Be plus Kleid plus N is, be is a prefix, Kleid is a noun, means dress, then N is bekleiden, means to wear a dress. Der Freund, die Freunde, male friend, male friends. Okay. Befreunden means be plus Freund plus N. Means like be plus Kleid plus N, similarly be plus Freund plus N. To befriend someone, to be friend to someone. So there are three kinds of verbal prefixes: inseparable prefix, be, ent, emp, be, ent, emp, ent, air, gay, fair, false, air. Emp, ent. Now we are coming to emp, ent. Wickel means to wind, to roll. Entwickeln, to develop, to uncoil. That is just the opposite. The opposite action. To wind, to roll. That is to become, to, you probably know another wick. Wick means, wick, how is a wick prepared? The wick is prepared by winding up the main thing. 2 or 3 things. So this is the reason wickel. Wickel has come from the word wickel, means to wind, to roll. Now entwickel means to unroll, to uncoil, to develop. Rosten, to rust. Rosten, to rust. Entrosten, to derust. Salzen, to make something salty. Entsalzen, to desalinate. That is salinate and desalinate. To salinate, to desalinate. Haar means hair. Behaaren means to fill with hairs. Enthaaren, to remove the unwanted hairs. Geleiten means to usually accompany, to usually come along. Begleiten, begeleiten. From begeleiten, it's begleiten, to accompany. Entgleiten, to slip out from someone's grasp. Just the opposite. Begleiten means to accompany. Entgleiten means to slip out from somebody's grasp. Okay, K. Brauchen, to need, to require. To need something in equal intervals of time means to use. When you need a toothpaste, or say when you need a dress, a particular type of a dress, say a sari. Once in a blue moon you are wearing a sari, in a particular function or so. So you require that sari. You will say, I need that sari. I need a Banarasi sari, Banarasi silk sari for that purpose. Okay. Now, that is one-time need is known as a requiring. One-time need is known as brauchen. Now, when you are needing that at equal intervals of time, like when you are an IAS or so, and you require to wear a formal dress over there. You can't wear shirts and pants. You can't wear informal dresses over there, tops and other things to the office. So when you are working over there, you need to wear formal dresses like kurta, salwar kurta and salwar kameez and all these things. So in that case, or sari even, whatever it might be. So in that case, you need those things at regular intervals of time. So when you need that at regular intervals of time, it becomes to use. You're using that. So gebrauchen means to use. Bruder means brother. Suppose you're an Indian and you go to Germany and you're living within Germans. You're living in a flat, and surrounding in all other flats, they're all Germans. So who will be your brother over there? The Germans will be your brother over there. So Bruder means brother. Gebruder means fellow men, who are naturally your brothers. Wetter means weather. Now, weather changes. Gewitter means storm. That is, in storm, weather often changes from one weather to the other, from one weather to another, and ultimately to another. So this is Gewitter is storm. Clear? Can I go to the next one? Because I have to finish a long thing. Only 30 minutes are left. Air.
Yes, sir.
Fair. Now, brauchen, to require, to need. Verbrauchen, to consume. In German, verbs in the infinitive form either end with en, ln, rn or n. This is the infinitive form. Stam is equal to the root verb. Can you, do you know dhatu of your kriya in Hindi? Every kriya has got a dhatu over there. Like crew, we give the underroot sign and say crew. This is, where's the underroot sign? One minute, please. Let me find out the underroot sign. Do I don't have the Hindi script over here or any Indian script over here? Sorry, that is not possible. No. However, the underroot sign, the mathematical underroot sign, and within this underroot sign comes, we write the kuru or anything, whatever we write. That means the dhatu. Now, what is the dhatu actually in Indian? From there the verb comes. Like from kuru comes the verb karna. Karna is the infinitive form. Or in Indian. So now Biplab, I am giving some examples in Hindi. Can you understand that?
Sir, yes, I can.
Okay. Because you didn't have your mother tongue as Hindi. This is the reason.
But I know sir Hindi. So it's
Okay. No, that's the national language. Okay. So in dhatu, this dhatu conception is there in every Indian language. Okay, for every verb we have this dhatu. That is, from kru comes the word karna. Karna is the infinitive form of the verb, and from the karna comes मैं कर रहा हूँ, कर रहा हूँ, करता हूँ, किया हूँ. So किया, करता, करके, करते, all these forms comes from this karna. But from what comes from kru? Not only karna, then karm, the word for work, karm, from where we use the word calm. So these all come from that particular word. Similarly, uh, the word kriya, the word itself, kriya, comes from that particular word, to do, crew. So we find that all these things are related, interrelated. So that is the dhatu, the root verb, the dhatu we call in Hindi is the, or Bengali, that is the root, that is the link between a verb, between the infinitive form of a verb and different parts of speech. Okay, that is words derived from that particular verb, related to that verb in different parts of speech. Not only nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and so on. So similarly, stam is called the root verb. That particular verb root or dhatu is stam in German. The root verb, the link of the verb with other parts of speech in Indian is called dhatu. So the link, related thing in German is called stam. So from how will we determine the stam? Infinitives end with en, ln, rn and n. So infinitive minus en, ln, rn and n, and definitely verbal prefixes is equal to stam. So infinitive minus ln, rn and n and minus verbal prefixes equal to stam. So for original verbs is equal to stam plus infinitive endings. For derived verbs, verbal prefixes plus stam plus infinitive endings, or verbal prefixes plus stam plus suffixes plus infinitive endings. Sometimes suffixes also come. Verbrauchen, the prefix is fair, the infinitive ending is n, so is equal to Brauk. Stam is equal to Brauk. Brauchen only has got the infinitive ending of en, so Stam is equal to Brauk. Now Stam plus er, Stam plus er is equal to male person doing that particular action. Brauk plus er is Braucher, the male person who requests something. So verbal prefix plus stam plus er is equal to new verbal prefix plus stam plus er is equal to male person of doing some that particular action. Now definitely it means some new noun like Verbraucher. Verbraucher Schutz is consumer protection. Verbal prefix plus stam plus erin is equal to the female person doing that particular action. Verbraucher is equal to male consumer, Verbraucherin is equal to lady consumer. Clear? Fahren, stam is equal to far. Fahrer means male traveler, male driver. Fahrerin means lady traveler, lady driver. Lerin means to teach. Lerer means male teacher, trainer. Lehrerin means lady teacher, lady trainers. Stehen means to stand. Verstehen means to understand. This is an example of fair. However, voll. Voll means full. Enden to end. Vollenden to complete. Trinken to drink. Voll trinken to drink. Drink one's fill. Okay. Tear. Tear means to pieces. Brechen means to break. Zerbrechen to break into pieces. Fallen means to fall, to occur. Zerfallen to fall apart, and in case of occur, to fall to pieces, to occur to pieces, that is to disintegrate. Either to fall apart, to disintegrate, to fall into ruins, to decay. Fließen to flow, zerfließen to melt away, to run. Okay. That is to flow to pieces. It's flowing in such a way, flowing out in such a way that it becomes in pieces. That means it is melting to pieces. Melt away. So I could complete the first thing. Okay. Here you will have to buy a dictionary, because honestly speaking, dictionary is also one of your textbooks. Yes, I am being okay. This is your text. This is your dictionary. Bilingual Wörterbuch. Wörterbuch means dictionary. Okay, over here it will be written like this. Langenscheid's. Langenscheid is the name of the publisher. Yellow one, and this is the lowest cost one. Bilingual Wörterbuch. So Deutsch, English, English, Deutsch. English will be written in this fashion.
So can you send a link in the group, WhatsApp group? That would be better. We'll just...
Okay, I'll give you, it'll cost 195 from 100 to within 300.
That's okay, sir. Just send the link so that, we'll be sure that we need to buy that.
I'll give you a picture of that. Yes.
Yeah, that would be fine.
You'll get it in Amazon. You'll get it in Amazon. Okay. Prefixes. There are three kinds of verbal prefixes. These prefixes are used to form other verbs from one verb. So they can also form other nouns from one noun. Okay, now what is the main objective of teaching prefixes at this point of time in this chapter? The main objective for teaching prefixes at this point of time or in this chapter is this, that a person needs to pronounce the prefix. We have rules for pronunciation, but the person needs to pronounce the prefixes as they are pronounced, maintaining their pronunciation. So whenever they will come to see the prefixes, they will be pronounced in that particular fashion. They will have their own pronunciation. They will bear their own pronunciation. Thereafter, the words that are after the prefixes and which are not included in the prefixes, they will be pronounced in that in the fashion in which the grammar tells this to be pronounced. Verstanden? Have you understood that? Yes, yes. So, if we have done the inseparable prefixes be, en, temp, er, ge, fair, false, er, now we will do the separable prefixes. So, what are the separable prefixes? Ab, abwärts, an, auf, aufwärts, aus, bei, da, daran, darauf, draußen, ein, einander, empor, entgegen, entlang, fort, für, gegenüber, gleich, her, hier, hin, los, mit, nach, vor, weg, wieder, zu, zurück, zusammen, zwischen. Partially separable prefixes: durch, hinter, mes, über, unter, wieder. Prefixes: since the symbols of the alphabets are limited to 30 or so, lesser amounts of alphabets means lesser number of words. In order to have more words, the system of prefixes has been developed. Like in German, there is a word called Schuld, blame. Schuldigen, schuldig means to be with blame. Schuldigen means to be with, beschuldigen means to blame somebody. The opposite action is not to blame. Entschuldigen, to excuse, not to blame. Entschuldigen Sie mich, is excuse me. Entschuldigung, excuse, sorry. This should not be used as Entschuldigung. TSH mixture. So this over here ENT, this T should not be separated out of the prefix ENT. ENT gives a prefix. So ENT is a prefix. So ENT needs to be spoken separately. Separately in the sense with the particular pronunciation that ENT has. Thereafter you have to pronounce whatever is there behind that. So Schuldigung, Entschuldigung, Entschuldigen. It is not Entschuldigen. So because ENT is, yes, tell me.
Prefix has to be pronounced as they are.
As they are. No separation out or taking some words out of this, taking some letters out of the prefix. No, that is not allowed. Because ENT is a prefix which contains the T, and this T should not be paired up with SAH to provide the defective pronunciation of the word. This is the relevance of the prefixes in the chapter on pronunciation. Separable prefixes: ab, abwärts, auf, an, auf, aufwärts, aus, bei, da, daran, darauf, draußen, ein, einander, empor, entgegen, entlang, fort, für, gegenüber, gleich, hier, her, hin, los, mit, nach, vor, weg, wieder, zu, zurück, zusammen, zwischen. So fahren, to travel, to drive. Fahren, depart, journey. Abfahren, to depart. Abfahren, ab is over there, here, at the first beginning, ab. Ab means away, down, And so abfahren means to depart. Abfahrt means departure. Fahrt means journey, abfahrt means departure. Nehmen to take, abnehmen to decrease, to take away, that is to decrease. Gehen to go, abgain to go down, to decrease in value, what? To wane away. The moon wanes away. So geht ab. Gehen ging, gegangen, go went gone. Abgehen, abging, abgegangen. Abwärts, downwards. Abwärts fahren, downwards going. Abwärts gehen, to go downhill. Abwärts fahrt, downward journey. Abwärts trend, downward trend. Abwärts Pfeil, down arrow. So der Pfeil. Pfeil is P-F-A-E-L. Pfeil. Pfeil means arrow. Abwärts Pfeil, down arrow. Abwärts compatible, downwards or backwards compatible. Abwärts Kompatibilität, backwards compatibility. Binden, to bind something. Anbinden, an is over here. An is over here, separable prefix. Anbinden, to tie something or someone to something or someone. Ich binde meinen Bruder. I am tying or I am binding my brother. I am tying up my brother. Ich binde Rakhi an das Handgelenk meines Bruders an. I am tying a Rakhi at the wrist of my brother. Gehen, to go. Aufgehen, to go up, to rise. Die Sonne geht im Osten auf. The sun is rising in the east. So, aufgehen means to rise. Sunrise. Aufwärts is upwards. Aus is out of. Ausgehen, to go out. Geben, to give. Ausgeben, to spend. That is give out. Sehen, to see. Ansehen, to watch, to inspect. Aussehen, to appear. Da is there. Sein, to be. Dasein, to be there, to be present. Daran is at that. Daran is at that. Darauf is on that. Draußen is outside. So draußen sein, to be outside. In, from the preposition in comes the word ein. Ein means, ein is also a prefix. So eingehen means to go in, to enter. Sammeln, to gather. Einsammeln, ein also means the article a. So einsammeln means to unify. Einander, one another. Grüßen, to greet. Einander grüßen, to greet one another. Entgegen means against. In a certain situation, condition, circumstances. So, entlang is along. Fort means continuous, continuously. So, it is not possible to say everything like this because there are 33 or so prefixes. This is the reason why I am going to partially separate prefixes, because I have got only 5 minutes left. And if I can go through this, then definitely I'll be able to complete the whole thing next day. Partially separate prefixes. Durch, hinter, mess, über, unter, wieder. Durch kommen, to come through something. Kommen means to come. Durchkommen means to come through something. Duk common, when duk common, duk is separated out from common, means to pass through something, to come through something. That is come through a tunnel. And duk common is to pass some exam or test. Duk zayin means to see. Zain means to see. Duk zain, to see through some object. Duk zain, when two duk and zain be as a gap within them. To see through some object. That is, if the object is transparent and you're seeing through that. Duk zain, like window panes and all these things. Duk zain, to infer from the apparent conditions or circumstances. That is, I am seeing through this. Means, I can easily infer from this that this is going to occur. Okay, to see through something. Okay, Hintergrund means background or reason. Hintergrund means ground. Hintergrund means background. Miss means improper. Brauchen means to need to use. Missbrauchen means to abuse. Bilden means to build or construct. Missbilden means to deform. Erfolg means success. Misserfolg means failure. Zain means to see. Übersehen, when there's a gap between über and zain, to have a view of or to look over something. Übersehen, when they are without gap, to overlook or ignore something, to miss something. That is when I am calling you and you are missing the call, it's we say Übersehen, Übersehenen Anruf. That is missed call. Setzen, to set something. Übersetzen, to take across, when there's a gap between über and setzen, to take something across, to cross over. That is when you are crossing the street, you say, ich setze mich über. I am setting myself across. I am crossing the street. Ich setze mich über die Street über. So übersetzen means also to translate. When there is no gap between each other, then übersetzen means to translate. Ich setze jetzt mich über die Straße über. I am crossing the street now. Ich übersetze den Absatz aus Englisch auf Deutsch. English auf Deutsch. I am translating the paragraph from English to German. Umgehen. Gehen means to go. Gehen, ging, gegangen. And gehen. When there's a gap between and gehen means to go round something. Die Erde geht jedes Jahr die Sonne. The earth goes, the earth circles once every year around the sun. Nehmen, to take. Unternehmen, to do among other things, to undertake. Kommen, to come. Unterkommen, to come across, to find accommodation. So you find there is from the ordinary verbs of coming, going, eating, seeing, and various other things, taking and all this. These are all ordinary verbs. From the ordinary verbs, they are attaching prefixes to get extraordinary verbs. Wieder, re or again. Holen, to fetch or to bring. Wiederholen, to get back, to refetch, to repeat. Okay. Wiedergeben, to give. Wiedergeben, to give back. To repeat. To recite, to perform, to reproduce, to convey, to describe. These are prefixes especially meant to increase the verbal vocabulary. Now, so I think I won't be able to do the suffix because there's a lot. It's already 7:30. So I'm bidding you.
That part that would have given something.
Yes, yes.
Scroll up, sir. Yeah, that one. Would have given that is the same word but different meaning. That to give back, to repeat, to recite, to perform,
Yes,
to
video means
reproduce.
again, to re-give. Actually,
Okay.
video means re-give. Re-give means to repeat. I'm giving you for the second time,
Yeah.
so I'm repeating you. To recite, that is somebody has written a poem. This is already in
Okay.
front of your eyes. Now I am
Mm-hmm.
re-giving this to you.
Would have.
That is reciting. To perform some plays, some theaters which are already there, has been given by that particular
Okay.
writer. I am re-giving it to you in a different format, doing a cinema.
Okay.
To reproduce means to make a copy of something. Convey, that is I am conveying, I'm conveying my best wishes to you. Suppose I want to say to the lady who has not come, say Soumili something. My best wishes on grounds of examination or anything like this. So when you are conveying this to her, you are giving this to her. The best wishes. You are giving the best wishes, but you are giving it from my front. So you are re-giving this to her. So to describe. What is describe means that is already there. Like if you are if you see a beautiful scenery, the scenery is not made by a human being. The scenery has been made by God Himself, Almighty Himself. Now what I am doing, I am just giving you the scenery.
Okay, sir.